If you're not interested in the context of why this video is important, skip to about 5-6 minutes when I'll be done with the intro. But the reason I'm doing this differently is because we've just gone through a hero's journey in Apex, and this patch could be the end. This patch could be a new beginning, and it could also signal that there's something ahead for everyone as we look into year 5 for a game that has been one of the most popular games in the last 6 years. However, that hasn't always been the case. In fact, the last few months, it really hasn't been. And, you know, Apex was in the place of getting punched down a little bit. And you guys know that. You saw that. I mean, taking a look at what happened over the course of, let's say, last year, January 24, all the way into January 25, you saw in this period of time a sharp decline. I mean, it wasn't too sharp except for these points, but it was a noticeable difference of reaching highs from 469,000 players all the way down to highs of about 127,000 players in terms of those average player counts throughout the day. And that could scare somebody. And it did. Apex was in the point where its normal life of being Apex Legends, being this game that everyone played, even though it was hard, even though it was difficult, our esports popping off, everything gaining momentum, where it hit a little bit of a wall. And the point of that was to give us information. Whenever you hit a wall in life, it's not to say that this is the end. It's to give you information that something has to shift. The little boy in his village has it destroyed and burned down by the evil commander of the Legion. And he's got to figure out, now that his home is gone, how to survive and then how to get strong enough to go and take him down and get vengeance and return his people back to safety. That's where Apex hit. The village had been burned. And then that commander, he added oil to the flames because we saw something happen in that next phase that we didn't necessarily expect. A game dropped that truly changed the course of hero shooters. That was Marvel Rivals. Now, I was really, really surprised when Marvel Rivals came out. I'm sure you guys were too. It was a game that, like, you know, I don't know. I didn't really think. I never played the beta. I had nothing to do with it. But when it came out, it was free to play. I was like, let me give it a try. So I played this game, guys. And I got to say, I streamed it for a little bit. I put together a video. It took 5 minutes long. This video right here, this video got 50,000 views. Now, mind you, the Apex video I had just done beforehand would have got maybe 8,000 views, something like that. I mean, this is $200 for 5 minutes of work. That's a good transition. And it lets you know that people are interested in this game in a way that that early Apex interest has got their attention. So now a lot of content creators start swapping. You see people who are traditionally streaming Apex start swapping to Marvel Rivals. They start doing more Rivals content. They make Marvel Rivals YouTube second channels and call them all kinds of things. The Rivals Lounge or me, but as a Rivals creator, whatever it is, they're saying, hey, I'm going all in. And I put out more and more videos here and there casually, and they keep working. So no wonder over this time period we're on break with the ALGS, and the B stream is doing the BLGS. And then we don't have anything coming up until our championships in February. That Marvel Rivals takes a lot of people's attention. And that started to be a scary spot. It was a low. It was probably the lowest of lows that we have seen in the Apex community from a position of speaking about the game publicly. And meanwhile, I knew we had championships coming. So I said, you know, we're going to be okay. And guess what? Not only were we okay, something amazing happened. I mean, check this out right here. Just take a look.
It's moments like this that you spend years waiting for, sometimes lifetimes. All the people in Sapporo knew there was something pulsating in the air today. A champion would be born, and they would rush to Daiwa House to see it. Over 13,000 people in attendance, by far the biggest event in ALGS history. Year 4, Match Point Finals, Championship Sunday is about to begin. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the desk. This moment does not go unnoticed for all of us here. This is something special, and I'm so glad that you're getting to witness and ride along with this journey for us. Year 4 is going to end in fantastic fashion. I am your host, Rain Day, and I am joined on this desk by some of the best people in the world, some of my dear friends.
Now, I gotta say, we don't have time to watch this, but if you haven't seen the championships, you should definitely check it out. 30,000 people over the course of 5 days, and we also saw 13,000 people in attendance in the final day. That was the biggest esports event in Japanese history, and we did it in Sapporo, one of my favorite now places to go in Japan. I want to go back. The snow, the atmosphere, the culture, truly A1. And I'm not just talking about steak, you know what I'm saying? But I could be talking about yakiniku, but let's not go over there, okay? So at the end of the day, we see this bump, right? This moment. You could feel, and I'm doing my intro on the fly, the energy. I could ad-lib all that because I'm feeling it. So I think the whole community felt there is something alive in this game. Let's keep remembering that. And as that then transitioned into our experience in that stadium, in that baseball stadium, converted to the ALGS championships, it translated into the patch that we would announce as well. And this is when things got interesting. The takeover patch for Apex Legends was a nod. It was a change in February 10th at what they wanted to do to improve not only the TTK, but the experience of people playing the game who want to jump in and get into some action. Long were the days gone of taking down characters just to minimize their abilities and, make sure that they're not too overpowered, which we know developers can do. No, we decided to give Ash 2 ults, 2 dashes, and make him right away. I mean, this character, suddenly an unplayed character, became the most popular character in Apex Legends for a month straight, to the point where they did have to patch and change a couple of those dashes. They gave Ballistics so many nice value items here, doubling his Whistler chargers, giving him the ability to have that movement speed again and even better while they're running when his ultimate is on. There's just so many fantastic things that happened. They changed the assault class. They gave him extra ammo per stack, more grenades, the extended supply bins, giving them access to everything they had, but then more. And this was kind of the direction you would see Apex go. They also, instead of making the game as hard to kill someone, we say time to kill here on this channel because it means if it takes longer, it has a higher time to kill. It takes more time. And if it's shorter, like in a game where like Warzone or COD, where you can one-shot someone with a sniper, it's a low time to kill. The benefit of that is if you're bad at the game, you, with a low time to kill, don't need to know you're bad because you'll jump in on a sniper. You'll get a few kills when you play. And then you go home and you hang out with your family or you finish your homework or whatever. You'll get a few kills. Even though those players might be better than you because you can one-shot with weapons. You can get a kill if you catch up on someone in the right spot. Apex didn't really have that. If you shot someone and you didn't full one-clip them, and most guns couldn't, they turn on you and they're better, they're probably going to win that fight. And that's just the way it is. Apex has decided with this patch to change that up a little bit. And that, I think, gave a lot of freedom to the developers. They took away the shielding. They took away helmets, essentially, so that things are one headshots for certain snipers. They allowed snipers now to be able to one headshot you again. They made it so much easier for you to have less damage that you can take by changing the way that they dealt with shields. So ultimately, that was interesting. But then they said, well, let's just buff all these weapons. Let's buff the ARs. Let's buff the LMGs. Let's buff the marksman rifles, and let's keep on going down the list. So needless to say, this patch was a big patch. And back to the main parts of this story, it was momentum that was being found. There was an opportunity for Apex that they saw and said, we need to get more players back in enjoying this. We need to shift the focus so that, yes, our pro scene is doing amazing. Yes, our game is fantastic. It's got the best movement in any game in the world currently. And in that same vein, it's really hard. We've got to get away for people to get engaged. Well, then once they did that, things started to roll. It's like the guy who figures out the trick in the story. He understands the weakness of the main enemy, and now he knows how to assert it, but he's got to get there. He's got to find his way through the caverns or the mountains to finally get into a one-on-one conflict with that evil commander and ultimately take him down. But the answer is now so close. The resolution could be there. As they pick up those momentums, things start to shift, and you look at Apex Legends, and things actually going pretty well. I mean, when you take a look at Marvel Rivals and what they actually started to do, you look at these Steam charts, 100,000 players playing. That's amazing. 186,000 peak, a 642,000 all-time peak, eclipsing Apex Legends all-time peak as well on Steam, which was a major accomplishment back in the day and still very consistent player base. But with Apex finding its momentum, then announcing the ALGS Open, a new tournament, 160 teams. That tournament, 40 teams, 160 teams in New Orleans, open bracket to see who really is the best, the first of its kind, and the biggest tournament from players, coaches, and attendees that we've seen ever in the ALGS. Coming up in just a few months, Pro League right around the corner, and now this new patch we're going to be talking about with the patch notes. It feels like we have finally found a way to take back what is ours. And as an Apex Legends creator, as someone who's Apex Legends changed his life, you look at these stats as well. Currently, I mean, 99,000 playing hour, 154,000 peak. Steadily feeling like they've found a little bit of that rise, because you now look at this downward trend I showed you before. Look at this kind of semi-upward trend that's happening over the last few days. Look at December 25th all the way now into March 23rd. That's a steady hold and a climb. And it actually puts Apex Legends, when you look at the top 10 of Steam, above Marvel Rivals, still at number 7 overall in top Steam games in the world being played right now, which to me signifies that we have found a way to take down the Commander, to take down the Legion, and obviously restore back at home, hopefully, the things in our lives, in our world that we know to be tried and true. The way that we want to come over to a game, play it, enjoy it, and experience our life while in the game. Not be struggling, not be needing to become, Tens or Asu or Shroud in order to get a kill. We want to find ways to make this game have parity. So I could tell my friends in the summer, let's hop on Apex, and they'll be down to do it, knowing they're not just going to get completely trashed. I know that this is a hard balance to find, but I think Apex Legends has finally found a way to kind of get rid of its old armor, its old thought process of how it's doing things, and adapt to this new version where they're saying, we're going to buff stuff, we're going to change things, we're going to take away armor again, we're going to go avant-garde for the sake of knowing we've maybe got a problem this last year that hasn't necessarily been solved. And we're not just going to sit there in it. We're going to go through it out to the other side and come out looking new, more refreshed. Like Goku, as he hits Super Saiyan 1 for the first time. He has to go through that pain in order to somehow find his new version. And then that version, again, it's just another step before Super Saiyan 2. All these elements, so exciting. And I think we finally found it, guys. So year 5 set up to be bigger and better. ALGS set up to be even more amazing. And now this new patch that's coming out tomorrow, I cannot wait to talk to you about the changes, because they've done more of the same coming up. I think that was what I said. It was 5 minutes. It's 12. But hopefully that gave you guys some context. And I know a lot of people don't have the context of where Apex has been. I know if I was just coming and watching Fragpunk or Rainbow Six or whatever, I wouldn't know any of that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let's get into the patch notes. I'll make it clear that you could skip to 12 if you do end up wanting to watch it when the video is posted. But I hope you guys appreciate at least a little bit of that, because I thought that would be different than some of the other patch notes that you guys have seen. So there is a beast mode event that's coming out in here. I'm going to kind of play this in the background while we talk a little bit about it. Bring on the beast mode, Legends. It's 3 weeks of ferocious modes from March 25th to April 15th, 25. You'll have the power when you find and equip a power sword with unique abilities in Power Sword Royale for the duration of the event. Next up, you've got some chaos up our sleeves for April Fools, which is always fun in Apex. They do some crazy stuff. Like Mozambiques that one shot and things like that, or fly you in the air across the map. It's really, really fun. Then it's time to once again prove your mettle on your own with solos. It's Skirmisher's time to shine with 2 new perks and some fresh upgrades for Alter, plus unlock unbeatable items as you make your way through the event before we jump right into the next one. We won't ask if you can handle the heat, just prove in the Outlands. All right, guys, this is exactly what we were hoping for. Not only do we see Ashe, a character that is underdeveloped over the course of her time in Apex Legends, finally getting the love she needs and seeing that immediately have an impact. Alter's one of the newest Legends that was released. It was released last year, and now is finding its way yet again into a position where they've maybe addressed some things, and Alter can get the love that she's been hopefully needing to get. We've also, this is really important too for the way that we're introducing legend bans in year 5 of the ALGS, where the most played legend in any game is going to get banned the next game and for the rest of the series. So, if you have a bunch of Gibraltars and, Newcastles and Ashes get played, they're only gonna be able to be played for the first 3 games, and then the next 3 out of that series of 6, literally you're going to have depth in your roster. So you might see alters. You might need to have someone who could play an alter. So here's the deal. So the power sword is a new kind of like thing, and you guys will see it. It's a new item, and it's got strength in close range attacks. It does energy slashes. You guys will see that. We got some new creator commissioner stuff, but let's get into the meat and bones, the meat and potatoes of this. The skirmisher class updates is probably what most of you are super into, and for the sake of like this, I'll just make this a little bit bigger since this is the only thing that we're actually reading here. So you might have seen this coming. Skirmishers Time to Shine mid-season update. Many skirmishers known for their mobility to charge into the fight. With this in mind, we want to give them the chance to turn that inherent nature into squad utility and allow their allies to keep up with their high mobility playstyle. Hard problem to do, but it's a really worthwhile thing to try to make happen. We also want skirmishers to feel free to be more aggressive with their abilities, knowing that if they perform, they'll be able to earn that free charge to quickly escape or stay in the fight longer. Our hope is that skirmishers are more confident diving into a fight and staying alive if they do well, and their squad is more likely to be close behind if they don't. Okay, so wanting to encourage the dive, but then encourage the team utility and encourage the fact that if you dive and you achieve the thing that is the dive, you take a risk, you are earning then the reward, which is being able to get back out to safety and have won that fight. This scales for high-level players. Doesn't necessarily scale for low-level players, but at the end of the day, it gives them more mobility, which may just feel comfortable. I know people love playing characters that have mobility. Here are some of the things that you get now as a skirmisher. Trailblazer. Your squad mates receive a speed boost when sprinting towards you. Allies must be at least 20 minutes away to receive the boost. So this is a massive deal because that means, like, if you've ever played Conduit, she has the ability to run towards her teammates as a support and catch up to them quickly. And that's a very nice passive to have. It's a feels good passive. Now, if you have somebody like a Revenant on your team, whether you're a Conduit or not, you're playing Lifeline, you'll have that boost heading towards them. And that allows you to feel good on the team. It allows you to enjoy when there's a skirmisher on the team. And I think those are win-win choices. It makes also the game a little bit faster overall because everyone's moving faster, which could be interesting. Charge knock. Skirmishers gain an extra ability charge and 50 HP regen on knock. Interesting. So, if you get a knock basically if you get a knock and you jump in as a skirmisher, you get an extra charge of your ability. So like you go in, you get a knock, you'll get your ability back basically for 30 seconds or until you use it. So basically for the duration of the fight, essentially. The extra charge applies to all legends except Octane, who gains an additional ult charge, which is even bigger. So if you jump in as Octane with a stem, or you ult in as Octane, then you get a knock, you get your ult back. If you're Revenant, you get your dash back. You know what I'm saying? If you're Wraith, you get your Q back. If you're Horizon, you get your gravity lift back. And you get 50 HP regen, which is massive. Extra charge applies to all skirmishers, legends. HP regen will first heal, then shields if applicable. So 50 overall, which is awesome because it means if you take only shield damage, you'll still get that 50 back. It's not going to be wasted. You don't have to go low to get that benefit. That's a good choice. Alongside these new perks, most of the skirmishers have also received updates to their abilities, which is what we got to check out, guys. All right, so check this out. First of all, I know this is not necessarily exciting for all of you, but we do have some beast mode items for those who are interested in just the items and what they look like. Here's a full screen of some of these. You know, these aren't always my thing when, you know, you're talking about how you interact with a game. I like skins. I love skins. I'm encouraged to watch skins, to check out skins in some ways. But some ways I'm not. Like, you know, I don't, you guys, you know, we don't really do a lot of skin stuff on the channel. We used to, but I just felt like you guys didn't get as interested in it. I do have like 120 packs though. So if you guys are interested in me opening like 120 just random packs, we could do a video on that. I'm open to doing that if you guys want to do it. Here's some gun skins as well. Just showing you guys all of that. Look, a little boat check skin. And then we've got, looks like, the power sword. So this is a new universal melee item with a death box and 3 striking color variants. I'm curious why this is only uploaded at 480p. I feel like maybe they changed the process on this or someone new is doing it because usually this is at 1080. 480 is very slow. I wonder also if they just said that there's something up with the website and it's easier to get files these size. I don't know. I mean, it looks cool. I like the idea of a power sword. You know, at the end of the day, it's something that if you guys want to check out, it seems pretty fun. You just want to be sure it's just a melee weapon, right? Because in the mode, it'll have different abilities, but not in the game, because that would be pretty crazy. Reward shop as well. You know, grab something if you're interested. If you like this patch, I would say that this is a good patch to grab something because in the way that you can support with your actions and with your wallet, you know, games like this want to do right by their players. So, you know, this is a patch. Clearly, they're trying to move in the right direction. And again, 2 patches in a row. So if you are feeling something, this is a good patch to grab something because that's just direct feedback for them. Hey, what we're doing is working. And hopefully they're smart enough to understand, and I know they are, that it's not just that these items are so cool. It's like people are just back playing Apex, vibing on it, down to buy something because they're going to be playing for a bit now. They're enjoying it. That we need to keep them enjoying the process. Gold weapons, P20s, Prowler, Volt, Devotion, and the G7 Scout. Heat shields also have a little thing that got fixed. It's a bug. It's not a big deal unless you played a lot of heat shields. Essentially, any part of the heat shield being in the ring is now going to cause it to take damage. Normally, it was just if the center was. So then Skirmisher class perks, new perks, Charged, Knock, and Trailblazer. Okay, we already talked about that. Now, Alter. Let's get an Alter because she gets a big change, a shift here. That's huge. Okay, so Void Passage now has 2 charges, which is big. So that is her ability to portal in and out through objects. And she can use that up, down, through. It's very intricate. This is one of the most intricate abilities in all of Apex. They increased the depth to 30 meters. It was 20, so a good 33% increase there. Cooldown reduced to 20 was 30, so a 33% reduced cooldown as well. The attack cooldown plus upgrade was integrated into the base kit, so she just gets that for free. The health bar shown on enemies after going through your own void passage is also integrated for free. Maximum length of void siphon, interactable rope with tactical porters created from ceilings, increased to 45 meters. So again, they're doing these 33% upgrades and reductions in order to improve her kit. It's a tune-up number that they feel comfortable with. So let's see how that impacts it. Also now created when placing unreachable portals on walls with a maximum length of 20 meters. Placement preview now shows where a void siphon will be created. If there will be one, great. So you get to see that. A void passage briefly highlights enemies on the other side immediately after placement. So you get a little bit of a wall hack. That's pretty cool because you can use one wall hack, know where they are, then use another one, go above, shoot down, go to the right instead, surprise them. They don't know which one you're going to come out. I think those are dope. Those are really dope. And they make people feel like, hey, as long as this dude didn't just waste 2 portals right next to each other. I mean, we gotta pay attention still. Okay, this team might be pressing us. Oh, they might be above. They might. Those are good things that makes a character powerful. Void Nexus, which is her ultimate, now reusable with each player having their own 30-second cooldown. I love that. Only 30 seconds. That's really not that long. I mean, you could use this offensively. I won a game that I didn't record, unfortunately. I was trying to, but I ran out of memory. And it was playing with an altar. It was playing with an altar, and I was an Ashe. And being able to Ashe ult, but then get back because of the altar, and then have the 2 dashes that I could select for Ashe as my upgrade was a really nice combo. And so you had that back and forth. When you got knocked, it was also super good because we were fighting through a choke. So that team, even though we got knocked, they would have to push a very dangerous choke, and they didn't want to do that. So it gave us time to reset and then hold that choke, and we ended up having like Godspot. It was a really good use of this. This ultimate's really good. You interact directly with a Void Nexus to summon your knocked allies, and summon allies can move and use their knockdown shield. Right, so you can summon them if you are by the Nexus, which is great. Ult is otherwise non-interactable from a short distance, making it easier to revive a squad mate without accidentally triggering the Void Nexus. Yeah, so it's probably like you can't throw it next to you and then use it because there's no need for that. Plus, you don't want, like most of the time you're going to be there, you're just going to essentially res your teammate, right? Let's say you get back to the portal, but then someone knocks you again. When you press E, you don't want to be pressing the portal. You want to be resing your teammate because you might have 3 seconds. And if you miss that window, then you're going to get pushed. Oh, gift from the Rift. Now can grab banners when using passive on squad mate's death box. Well, I would say that's huge. So now being able to assist your teammates more. Did we run out, guys? Are we? Oh, yeah, we're out. Look, my Ember mug hit red. Oh, no. If you guys don't have Ember mugs, man, they're the best. They're the best. Keep your coffee hot forever. Honestly, I want to work with Ember because I have 3 mugs in my house and I want a 4th. Everyone loves them. I just got to say. And hey, if you see it on this video and I tag it, I'm telling you guys, grab it. I know if I get an affiliate for it, I'm down. If I don't, then cool, do your thing. Literally, though, they're amazing. This is how I do. You got to do your coffee. It'll change the game. Tea, whatever hot beverage, it will change the game. You can get banners. Also, these are just the upgrades. They removed Ringmaster and Void Vision. They incorporated some of those into the kit. Void Vision and was incorporated into the kit. New, gain all support perks. Okay, so you could literally play more like a support, which is interesting. Faster revives with health. You gain MRB with banners. You access support bins. And then, so friends, so you basically lean into being more of a supportive backline altar that's helping her teammates stay alive, repositioning them, getting ready for knocks, healing them quickly after knocks. Or new Eye to Another World, gain all recon perks. Wow, access recon beacons, gain threat when vision when ADSing. I'd say that's pretty crazy. I mean, both of those are really good. I think you're going to see the support one come up all the time unless somebody needs to play recon beacons for a playstyle. But I would imagine that this support bin is going to give a very clear playstyle of what you want to do with Altar to be successful. So I could see that quite easily. Upgrades, level 3, multi-dimensional, removed, tactical cooldown, removed and added into the kit. Now, Void Breacher, using a friendly Void Passage, grants movement speed and improve reloads. So you get through that Void Passage, you fire, and you should be able to reload pretty quickly, especially if you fight pretty quickly. Staring into the Void, Void Patches scan, duration plus 15 seconds for Altar. Oh, scan requires line of sight to enemy from the portal exit into the portal entrance. So basically, does this mean she can see someone for 15 seconds? So she could basically have a team scan. So if you're sitting in a corner on the other side of a building, she could throw her passage and she could see you for 15 seconds what you guys do. So they could have 15 seconds of decision making and seeing exactly where you're going and how they want to plan their attack. That seems pretty good. We're giving Altar Stack more playmaking potential across a wider range of situations. You want to play strategically, take more recon style upgrades to make plays around or hunt your enemies. Want to provide a rock solid backline for your squad, take the more support style and bring people back from the brink of elimination, which works extremely well with the new ultimate rework. Changes to Void Nexus aim to reduce the friction around the ability, being able to reuse the ult allows your squad to not only use it in case of emergencies, but anytime it might be advantageous, and allowing ult to recall her enemies manually ensures that she could still help those who may not fully understand her kit and secure some clutch revives, which is huge. Because you can't expect everyone to understand that about Altar, especially if they never play her, right? So the Altar being able to make the decision when you're knocked, I mean, you don't want to stay down in that corner if you're knocked, usually. I think that's great. Okay, Ashe, Void Breach. Ult cooldown increased to 2 minutes, 30 seconds. This is just a small nudge to balance out Ashe. They don't want to take the dash away. She's still a very fun character. But yeah, they're easing off the Ashe pressure. I think you'll still see Ashe. I mean, people have gotten so used to it. I'll probably be playing Ashe on stream, twitch.tv/rainday a little bit later. Definitely tomorrow when this patch is out, by the way. We'll be doing a big stream on YouTube and on Twitch. So make sure to come through, guys. I've been streaming consistently every day ever since I've gone back to work after having my daughter. It's been awesome. I hope you guys join and engage. It'd be amazing if we could activate on the stream. The Rainstorm, which we call our community on there. We love you, man. We need some more stormtroopers. You know what I'm saying? All right. So Big Bang remove, Backpack remove, Tack cooldown move to level 2, ult cooldown move to level 2. So you just get the Tack cooldown, you get the ult cooldown, and so you get to choose one of those, which were level 3s. So that gets a little bit better for you. Take away some of her lame level 2 upgrades, which was you could like see batteries and death boxes and add more stacks or Big Bang grenades. 3, new conversation. Spacewalk gains 25 HP shield regen on soft landings. That's sweet. So her soft landing with Spacewalk means that when she comes from the ground, most characters halt their momentum. If you've ever seen Apex and people kick right when they get to the ground, it's because it's momentum being halted by the game. Alter gets around that. Excuse me, Horizon gets around that with her passive spacewalk that continues your momentum. So you're going to be getting 25 HP on that. So jumping in the air, hitting that slide, gaining HP, that's going to be a great thing for her mid-fight, getting aggressive. She takes her tack. She jumps up in the air, shoots a shot, slides, gets some HP, finishes that off. She's going to get her tack back again now because of the new Skirmisher passive. Goes up in the tack again, able to slide back down towards her teammates, gets another 25 HP. It's a nice little combo. New combat reserve, you get assault bins. Oh, I mean, these are good choices, right? I think for most of the time, you're just going to. It's really going to be this. How often are you getting this 25 HP? Because at the end of the day, if you can just do this and like think about this, okay? If you can just do this randomly and just get your shield back, like what's the difference? Like if you're holding a building and you're just getting shield back for free because you jump up, go down, jump up, go down, jump up, go down. In certain situations, it's going to be pretty effective. I don't know how they're going to monitor that, but I could see people figuring out a way to kind of cheese getting a lot of shield back and not having to use resources, which is pretty valuable. Or you just get more ammo, assault bins, grenade slots. These are really good as well. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, Loba, escape artist, reduced shields regenerated to 25 was 50. Okay, so escape artist doesn't regenerate 50 shields anymore. It's now 25. So a little bit of a nerf to her. Pathfinder got a 10-second decrease on his cooldown at level 3. So they've been very weird about the cooldown for Pathfinder. It's something that is frustrating to play against, and they've been very, very cautious of it. Now they say we had a little simple cooldown reduction for now. So stay tuned, Pathfinder mains. They may not stick with you, but at least they're looking at you for a little bit. You know what I mean? So I love that. And then Revenant right here. Assassin's Instinct. Allies now see the low health tracking marker like Revenant, Shadow Pounce. Activation time reduced by 30%. So it's activates faster. Cooldown reduced to 20 seconds. So, outside of, 25%, like it was 25 seconds. Now you get 20 seconds. So that's a 20-second increase or something like that. 20%, something around that nature decrease, which is amazing. So you're it's happening faster, you're getting it quicker, and then the ult shield HP is increased by 25. And then they've changed his skill tree here. So new try to hide doubles the duration of the passive mark when getting enemies to low health. Okay, great. So now see the low health tracking marker for the allies. And now for Revenant, it doubles the duration of that mark. So now it's even longer, which is great. So you can track enemies and really hunt them down, and they really can't run away. Then the third one is reduces Shadow Pounce's activation time and charge time by half. Whoa. Or attack cooldown now reduces to 15 seconds. So basically, activation time is reduced by 30% already. So now for that remaining experience, you could reduce that by half, and you could reduce the charge time by half. So those are even faster and more and farther, quicker, or you just get it even more often. So now 15 seconds. So really 40% reduction from what it originally was, if you want to go that route. This is huge. And I think what they're really saying is he fell off significantly from his reign of dominance. So we're looking to reinvigorate him. His raid boss ult is less potent with the regen structure. We want to give him more strength in that initial activation, especially amidst the new TTK this season, which is time to kill, as we talked about. His Shadow Pounce had a long cooldown and required a significant windup. So it often was saved for the right moment to disengage, but they want him to be aggressive. So they reduce the windup by default, and they have an upgrade to allow him to feel even more free to use it and engage and secure those knocks. And take advantage of the new class perk. Fly, Death Kitty, Fly. I love it. All right, well, Wraith is the last one, I believe, from this, and then we have some fun buffs for the weapons. But her original 3P Naruto run animation has returned, so a lot of people will be excited about that. And then Into the Void, cooldown decreased to 20 seconds, was 25, so a 20% reduction. Attack activation decreased to 0.86 seconds to 0.8 seconds and was 1.25. That is massive. That is 0.45. It's almost half a second slower. That is huge, guys. That is huge. So you're going to feel that for real. And you can exit from the void at any time, which this might be the one that no one understands yet, but is what makes this crazy. So a tenet of balancing is readability and consistency. If someone doesn't know, like if you throw a grenade at me and it blows up in my face and I die, I understand that. But if you throw a grenade at me and then it doesn't blow up, then it doesn't blow up, then it just sits there. Then I go about playing my game. Oh, okay, what? Bug? Boom, then it blows up. And then every other grenade doesn't. That's going to frustrate me. When you don't have the understanding of when a grenade's going to blow up, how things work, what does a gun do when you shoot it, it's frustrating. And so when you see a Gibraltar shield, you know at a certain point it's going to be over. The benefit of Wraith having that tactical, she's invulnerable, you can't hit her, but the timing is so clear when she's going to be out. You kind of know how far she can go. You know how long you need to track her, and you know right when it's about to end, so you could like plan your shot. Now, with Wraith being able to exit and stop that at any time, not only return fire, change your speed, throw that off, she's now really not readable. And I could see this going one of two ways. Wraith becomes extremely frustrating to play against. And they go back to making this readable again, but she gets buffed, and so people play Wraith again, and it all works out well. Or this really goes under the radar as a thing because Wraith is still not played very much. But I think in general, they're kind of breaking the rules from what I've seen in that, you know, an ability does a thing and then people learn what that is. And then they're aware to play of it. This is now, you could do whatever. I mean, Gibraltar shield can come up or go down, you know, and that's fine in hero shooters in some ways, but you know that that's the case. You know, a person can take the shield off, take it down. It's going to be kind of a relearning for Wraith, the oldest character in the game. So would be interesting, guys. That's an interesting one. Dimensional Rift cooldown decreased to 2 minutes and 30 seconds, was 3 minutes. Great. So just a little buff there. Now ramps up to max speed much faster when ulting. So this is good. So this is all good stuff for Wraith. She'll get her ult and it will happen more often, and she'll get to her max speed very quickly when she uses it, which is usually what you want right away. You want to use that ult and get boom, start moving. You can also now reduce the ult to 1 minute and 30 seconds. So take a minute off of it, and they've already taken 30 seconds off. So this is a very fast ult. 90 seconds is what the original Loba ult was, I believe. It's a very short time, guys. It's very, very short in game. And it might have even been 60 seconds and they put it to 90, but 90 seconds is short. So you're going to get this ult a lot. I think a lot of people may pick that at level 2 for sure. It just looks like that's going to be so useful, especially if you can use it for more speed. And then fast phase now decreases tack activation by 30%, was 20%. It'll be noticeable. So that's like as when you hit it, how fast you go in. This reduces the activation time to 0.5 seconds, was 1 second. How is that possible? By 30% was 20%. Okay, so what they're saying is, weird reading. 30%, it's 20% already reduced. This is the only way I can read this. By 30% from the 20% it was. So now 50%, which would mean it's half a second and it was 1 second. That's the only way I could read that. So that's crazy. That's very, very fast. Attack cooldown. Oh no, I get it, guys. Okay, got it. So this is where we're seeing it. So it's so look, the attack activation time is just generally now decreased to 0.8 seconds, and they're doing 30% from that, and that's allowing that to go into become 0.5 seconds essentially. So, and it used to be 1.25 seconds, and it was 20% that it would take off, which was getting closer to 1 second. So that's how that works. So now ultimately, even if you take that, what you were doing and getting 1 second off that activation time is now actually going to give you half a second off the activation time, which is massive. That's huge. Tack cooldown now reduces to 15 seconds when 20 seconds. I still think people will probably take tack cooldown. Just I think it's better overall. There's more value there. I mean, especially going from 0.8 to 0.5. I don't know if the value's there. This is already really, really good. So now just take the 15 seconds, and now you've got a lot of value across the board. You've got 2 different buffs versus this buff being so good, but then 5 extra seconds. I love it, guys. Excited for this one. We've got the accelerator hop up being removed as we switch gears a little bit to the weapons, and that's removed from the car, SMG, G7 Scout, Nemesis Burst. It's added to P20, Volt, and Wingman. That'll be fun. Lasers increase effectiveness at all tiers. And here's what's cool, guys. For the SMGs, they did a wide sweep. They increased every base mag size and every mag size of every SMG across the board. Alternator, Car, R99, Volt. Every SMG has now gone from, if it was 19, now to 20. If it was 23 at blue, now it's 24. Whatever it was, add 1 across all the board. We're taking a pass and making most of our SMG ammo capacity to make them a little more lenient when challenging our bursty, more consistent shotguns and LMGs. We're hoping a little more ammo in the mag can help out close those tight engagements before being forced into a reload. This is a good choice. There's no way that I was taking an R99 over an EVA 8 right now. I mean, at the end of the day, I want to, but it's just not possible. It's just not possible. EVA 8s are so good, and I think there's some addressing of that here. AR, Nemesis Burst. They charge deplete time increased to 8 seconds. Delay before his charge starts depleting increased to 8 seconds, and increased barrel effectiveness. All this means is that when you shoot the Nemesis, you build up a charge. It's one of the best weapons when it's fully charged. It takes about 3 rounds of shooting fully, and maybe a reload to get to that final round. But then when that happens, it stays charged, and it used to stay charged for 6 seconds. Unfortunately, then as it depleted, it would take 6 seconds. Now those are now to 8 seconds. So it's a little bit longer. Once you get to that full bar, it delays it by what would have been 6 seconds. So 2 seconds longer before it starts depleting. And then it'll take 8 seconds to deplete, and instead of 6 seconds to deplete. And the barrel effectiveness is better at all tiers. So, and the goal is just some quality of life changes to make it feel a little smoother. The LMG reduced the intensity in the first rounds of the recoil pattern of the Devotion. That thing sprays, we already know that. And the L-Star removed the reverse hipfire mechanic. So I don't even know what that was about. The L-Star has proven to be a powerhouse weapon that gets away with murder at every engagement range. We're happy it's seeing so much play, but we want to make sure it doesn't outclass the rest of the roster. Removing its reverse hipfire should help it feel a little less oppressive in close counter engagements, I would imagine. And create some room for our SMGs to shine. Close quarter combat. Marksman, 30-30 repeater. ADS charge increases 65. Whoa! ADS charge headshot damage increased to 104. Baby! Now, if you know me over here, if you see me play Apex, you know my gun. I'm a 30-30 guy. I'm a 30-30 guy, man. Shout out ESPN. I'm a 30-30 guy. This is nice. I love this. This is a buff for me. I'm happy about it. 7 more damage out the base, and then 11 more damage on the headshot. That's massive, man. 65. What? I mean, we're clearing 175 shields in 3 shots. For sure. We're clearing 200. Are we clearing 200 though? Close. If we get a headshot, we are. If we're getting a headshot, we're getting 3 shots. 3 shots and you're down. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And 3 shots without a headshot and you're almost down. That's wonderful. G7 Scout also gets a buff. They get a little bit of a headshot push. They get a little bit of a general damage push and increased fire rate. Wow. So increased fire rate always makes this weapon really, really powerful. This has always been a thing that they've tuned to make it less powerful. Let's see, guys. G7 looking good. For my marksman players, this is looking like a good patch. Now, for my P20 players, stand up. Just kidding. I know you guys probably don't play the P20 unless you have to. Normalized lasers effectiveness to other weapons. The P20 had worse than average scaling with the lasers. Really? Really? This gun needs all the help it can get. It doesn't need to get worse than average anything. It needs better than average, man. Give this brother a break. P2020 in a dream. I remember saying that the very first week of playing Apex in some video. And it's still true to this day. Wingman doesn't take the boosted loader. The shotgun EVA 8, this is huge. It widened the blast pattern. The thing with the EVA 8 was so strong and the blast was just so concentrated, it seriously became the best weapon. And people would just dash on you with Ash, tether you, get up close. Didn't make sense to try to take a fight because there's so much mobility to get to you when you even were at range that I'd rather just have an EVA 8 and then we'll go and take a fight and then I'll beat you with a shotgun. They widen this blast pattern. I have a feeling this is going to balance the gun out a little bit. It still probably get used quite a bit, but it's probably going to balance it out. Guys, ranked E District, Kings Canyon, Storm Point. So say goodbye to World's Edge. We're not doing Broken Moon, you know. And then pubs, E District, King Canyon, Storm Point. Beautiful things. So the maps that are on ranked are mirroring the maps on pubs. So as you're playing pubs, you're getting used to the maps and you're going, all right, I'm taking this to ranked. I know where I like to land. I know how to loot. I know my rotations. Boom. Now I go into ranked and I'm ready to go. Trios and duos will be the mode for March 25th and May 5th. Then the Power Sword Royale will be from March 25th to April 14th. And then, of course, April Fools will be from April 1st to April 7th. So make sure you guys join there next week. Solos will be after that, April 8th to April 14th. And there's some twists to solos, by the way. You get a respawn token. Shout out to Prizzy. He's a great dude, man. And we had a fun time interviewing him over in LA when all the creators came out and I hosted that. Arsenals upgrade by 1 tier until purple and gold upgrades available. Higher tier scope is equipped on lower tier weapon. The upgrade will persevere the custom scope selection, preserve the custom scope selection, all these little changes, and you love that they collaborate with a real high level player, a pro, a content creator, somebody who's just been a part of the Apex scene for so long. Also, kills, assists, and participations after the 8th will be worth 50%. It was after the 6th. So you got to go a little bit longer so you'll get more value from your kills before they start being worth 50%. In ranked, there's a new split reset rule, introducing the new tier-based split reset rule. And every split system will reset players to the lowest division of their last split rank tier. So I would imagine last split rank tier, lowest division. So if there will be no reset for rookie 4 to rookie 1, players will keep the RP they have from that last split. But yeah, if you're like diamond 4 and 3 resets to platinum 3. Diamond 2 and 1 resets to platinum 2. Gold 4, 1 resets to gold 4. Interesting. So this only works for a few. This only works for a few of them. So let's just be real about this. A lot of people are going to be in silver to platinum. Okay. A lot of people. So here's what's going to pretty much happen to you. And if you are in diamond and master, I don't need to explain this to you. So silver, you're going to reset back to silver with a 250 plus demotion protection. So you'll have some wiggle room to lose a few of those games. Okay. Silver 4 to silver 1 will reset to silver 4. So you could be on the precipice of gold. You're going to go back to silver 4, but you could probably climb back up. So gold 4 to 1 will reset back to gold 4. Platinum 4 to 1 will reset back to platinum 4. Diamond 4 and 3. Okay. For whatever reason, they're doing it a little differently. Okay. You have a different thing in diamond. So diamond 4 and 3 reset to platinum 3. Okay. So still kind of 3 ranks, few ranks back. And then diamond 2 and 1 reset to platinum 2. So, if you're diamond 1 about to hit masters, that's frustrating. Master and above resets to platinum 1. So basically masters and preds are all going to go to platinum 1. Anyone who's diamond and not master and pred are going to go to platinum 2. Okay, so you're going to have the same people in front of you just going back. And they're doing a new tier-based reset and not a hard reset. And your performance will determine your tier. So, that means since I didn't play ranked at all, I'm probably going to go back to bronze 4, y'all. So I'll see you in bronze 4 tomorrow. Let's go. Arsenal's Legends, audio, graphics. That's it, guys. As always, never give up, never stop gaming. Leave a like on this video. Hey, do me a favor. Come over to twitch.tv/rainday. We're streaming right now, and we're streaming tomorrow at the start of this. Or join me on YouTube. I would really appreciate it. You guys will have a blast. See you for the update, and I appreciate you. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe for more content here at Rainday Gaming, and I'll see you all next time.